Lesson 4.6, solving trinomials when a is bigger than 1. I call these slide and divide trinomials. A trinomial is an expression or equation that contains 3 terms, hence the prefix tri. So we're going to have something squared plus something x plus a constant set equal to 0. Okay, and then there's the 2 types of trinomials. I'll either call them basic if the a value is 1 and a is the number in front of the x squared. So in this case, see how it's a 1x squared? Those are the basic. Slide and divide are the ones where the a is some other number other than 1. So see how we have a 2 here? So those are treated a little bit differently. Delta math uses this terminology called the master product. Master product is just going to be putting in a number and then solving it the rest of the way. So I'll show you what that looks like. If I had 4x squared plus 17x plus 4, I'm trying to figure out what FOILed or what multiplied to make these 3 terms. Okay, so I would go ahead and set up my 2 parentheses normally, but first, before we do that, since this is a 4, what I'd like to do is circle it. And I'm going to draw a line taking it to the c value, the last number. So this is your a, your b, your c. So we're going to take a times c, and then I'm going to drop this 4 off. So it's just x squared plus 17x. 4 times 4 is 16. And you can put it equal to 0, just leave it. So now this looks like something we've already factored. That's the whole purpose of doing slide and divide. So now let's set up our 2 sets of parentheses. Our master product here that they would ask for in delta math would be 16. It's just taking your a times c. So on this one, this would be 16. But anyways, so I know this started with x times x to get x squared. I need my numbers to multiply to make 16 and add to make 17. That's pretty easy. It'd be 16 and 1. Everything's positive. But if I were to FOIL this, I would not end up back with this original problem, right? I would get x squared plus 17x plus 16. I got this. So to undo what I did in the first step, since I multiply by 4, I'm going to go back and undo it by dividing by 4. And then what you want to do is simplify. 16 does divide by 4 evenly, so that's 4. 1 does not divide by 4 and it doesn't simplify, so what you do in that case is you slide this denominator back in front. And the reason you do that is you're really taking this whole thing times 4 and distributing. That would get 4x, and then the 4's would cancel. A 4th times 4 would be 1. So that's really what you're doing, but you can just slide the 4 back up in front to make it faster. So these are my factors. Set it equal to 0. Draw a line down through them. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. So I'd subtract the 4 from 0. That would be negative 4. This one, I would subtract the 1 over and divide by 4. So x is negative 1/4. And those are my solutions. Seems weird at first, but after you get used to it, they're kind of fun. And I know last year in Ms. Yates' class, you just kind of did some guess and check. I find having an actual system helps speed people up. All right, so number 2. And I should say always make sure that there's no GCF, because we might be able to take this 5 out of everything, but in this one we can't. So we're going to take our a, slide it to the c. So right now I'll take off the 5 and have x squared minus 17x. Take 5 times 6 is positive 30. This would be my master product on delta math is 30. Okay, then I make 2 parentheses. I know I had to start with x times x. I'm trying to multiply to make 30 and add to make negative 17. If I'm multiplying to get a positive, but adding to get a negative, I need both negatives. So then I'm thinking what will kind of add to make 17. It would be 15 and 2. Okay, but you can't stop there. This is the part kids always forget about. You have to go back and divide by 5. 15 does divide by 5. That's 3. 2/5 cannot simplify, so I'm going to slide that 5 back in front of the x. It's 5x minus 2. You could check. This will FOIL to make this again. Set it all equal to 0. Solve each factor. So this would be x equals 3. I'm hoping you're getting good at these. You would add 2, so it's positive. Divided by 5 would be 2/5. Sorry, that kind of looks like a weird number. 3 and 2/5. Okay, number 3. Make sure there's no GCF. There's not. take the 3, slide it, so it'd be 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. I'm going to factor this like normal. Multiplying to make negative 15, but yet adding to make 14. Well, I'm going to have one of each sign. I want more positive, so it'd be 15 minus 1 would make 14. Go back and divide by 3. 15 thirds divides to make 5. Slide the 3 up, you get 3x minus 1. So my answers would be negative 5, add 1, divide by 3, 1/3. Okay, and I want you to pause and try number 4. Okay, check and see how you did. Slide the 5 to the negative 7, that's negative 35. That should be negative 7 and positive 5, but make sure you go back and divide by 5. So that makes a factor of 5x minus 7 and an x plus 1. So your answers get positive 7/5 and negative 1.